All right, so setup-wise, from the last lesson, great. Yeah, you're getting lots of some changes there. Distance from the ball, your spine angle over the ball is great. You're getting in a much better position now for your body to move more effectively.
More perpendicular.
Well, exactly, yeah. You're in that sort of 90-degree spine. So you're in a much better start position. What you've got to do now is understand sort of the roles, I guess, of what the body and the arms do.
Yeah.
The body is responsible.
Sense to what we're talking about it.
Going through it bit by bit, yeah. So the body's responsible for that kind of like rotational movement. Basically, if I said to you, here's a golf club or here's anything, hand it to someone to your right, you would just, you wouldn't go and fling it that way, okay? So your body's always going to be the engine that's going to move the club around you. The arms are responsible for that lifting element, okay? Now, what happened before is if we look at this first movement here on the left-hand one, your right hip and shoulder barely move. Oh, hang on. Here we go. There you go. There you go. So this is the first one, okay? So if you look at your right hip pocket there, it's not really moving at all, is it? I mean, that's all you can see the shadow sort of crossing over there.
It felt like I was moving more than I actually was until you see it on the camera.
And again, so this position here now, your left arm now is dragged across your chest, and the right elbow has to do this. So now you're getting this split elbow position. So at the top of the backswing, when we get there, your elbows now are very split. I mean, your elbows and your hands are almost the same height, aren't they, when you get to the top of the backswing? So now you're going to bang the club on your shoulder, which you felt.
I'm just being dragged with my arm, basically.
It's basically exactly, and that you're doing this as opposed to that. And that's where the posture is obviously going to be so important to get this and this to move. And that was your backswing before. And then when you try to come back to the golf ball now, there was a big kind of drop into the golf ball to try to hit it. You can see that dropping with the body, trying to put it down. Watch your right foot now. And you've lost, just lost all the stability and structure, losing balance, and then through, and then in the shot, and then, just lost your bit of balance after. Okay, so that was your backswing before. This one here now, with the practice, again, the practice drills you can do, which I'll try and explain on the video, is setting up to a golf ball like this and just lifting the club not directly straight up, but straight up over that right shoulder. So from where I'm stood here now, it's not going straight, it's going over my right shoulder, a slight angle, okay? If there was a wall to here, I wouldn't be hitting the wall, but it's not over my head, I'm sort of moving it up here, as if I'm sort of just chopping into the ground, My arms are lifting and dropping, as if in some ways you're an axe you're trying to hit the ground with, And letting, when you get the lift up, gravity is going to pull it back down for some extent, And the weight of the club is going to let it fall back down to the ground, okay? So if we watch this movement here now, just look at that right hip pocket. He moves, you see,
Yeah, because he's moving a bit more than...
It's moving. I mean, this one wasn't moving at all, to be fair. So you are getting much more movement now in the lower half. So your elbows now aren't so splayed out. And then when you get here, there's your backswing, Which is, I'd rather see that there now than the elbow kind of split and the hands collapsing and you losing control at the top. So when you come...
You see the difference of the club as well.
Exactly, the club's nowhere near your shoulder. So now you're not going to think, I don't want that club hit on the back of the shoulders. I can make a full swing back as you come back down now to the golf ball. Just about off the ground. That we're talking like centre. But look at the foot movement, and turn through to a good follow through. But again, you hit this.
I mean,
you hit this in the air. I mean, it went a little bit left, which is fine. We can just discuss direction next sort of time as we go through. But at least you're getting a strike of the ground more so than not. And I think the practice for you is going to be your setup now. I think you've got it. Your setup you've got. You've got to get to a stage whereby you could hit maybe 10 swings and 8 or 9 at the ground. Long term, it'd be 10 out of 10, because the ground's there. You might hit the ground a bit before the ball or whatever, but you'll learn where the ground is. At the moment now, it's like 1 out of 10. Now, you can get, don't get me wrong, there are some guys who played, especially at the Masters this week, who hit some great shots, result-wise, that may not have hit the ground, but they're not deliberately trying to pick the ball off the top. They're still trying to strike down, but because they're striking down, they've got a bit of margin of error. If you're trying to hit the ball off the top of an iPad screen to not smash the iPad screen, you've got millimetres of variance at all, and that's going to make it really difficult. And invariably, you'll top the golf ball, and it's not going to be good. So the practice for you is to be sort of getting used to what the arm's doing, as if you're just going to be... And when you're doing this sort of chopping down drill, don't be afraid to give the ground, I mean, obviously on grass or a mat somewhere, not on concrete, obviously, but you give the ground a bit of a hit, so you just get the sensation of how the arms are going to come down. It's not going to be a big old lunge with the shoulders, just your arms are going to be coming down. And then the practice drill you can do is to make the backswing up to here now. This should be the first round of sort of drill. Your back now is facing the target there, or in this case your chest is facing back to camera. Keep your body still and just drop the golf club down and it'll hit the ground back here somewhere, yeah?
Right.
Because what you'll find is, generally speaking, okay, the club will hit the ground where your chest is pointing.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, yeah?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this
yeah,
point here now, your chest is pointing back to the camera this way, so your club is going to the ground back here. Then you add a little bit of chest movement or body movement, and you move your chest to here. Now the club hits the ground there. Then we want to move it towards the golf ball, then it's the ground here. Then when we after the golf ball, we slightly rotate so the body's just slightly opening up a little bit to strike the ground then just after the golf ball, yeah?
Yeah.
But we're getting the body to do its job, which is rotate. We're getting the arms to do their job, which is lift and drop. And then we blend the two together, yeah? So you're creating a golf swing that's using the right body parts, as opposed to you just dragging your arms here and then trying to use your shoulder to hit the ground and give it a whack, yeah?
It just feels automatically, instantly just better.
But you're using better movements, aren't you? Yeah, of course,
it feels more natural and comfortable.
The one thing I think a lot of people struggle with is they change their setup from lesson one and make some big strides from where they are to where they go to the next session. And the changes hitting a goal will take a bit longer to kind of embed. But you saw when you were doing this pause, swing and stop, then you find it hard to get rid of the pause in the first few swings. So practicing things will embed them, you see. And just muscle memory after a while, yeah. So
the more you do, the more
But as long as you're doing the right things, practice makes permanent, not perfect. If you practice the wrong things, it's not going to be perfect, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's have a few more then. Okay, buddy? All right, mate?